Alright, so they regrade it, but we get an email from the teacher explaining the regrade. And it's clear he's not happy, because, like, no teacher really wants to give back points.
Right, understood.
And what he says is stuff like, we did expect a full product. However, the expectations were not clear. So, we are giving back the points. However, we honestly think you should have gotten a worse grade than the 20 points off you got initially. Because you are graduate students and all these things, and the yada 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 yada, he thinks we should have had a worse grade, but the only reason we got the only 80% instead of, like, 60% or whatever. Shit. Etc. We're a good group, that's why we got a better grade, so, you know, okay, fine. Let's just let him have it. That... No. Yoshi! So, whatever.
So he gives you a better grade and then basically says in the explanation for the better grade, look, we really wanted to grade you like shit because of what you put out, but we felt obligated to grade you better, basically.
No!
No?
No, sorry. I almost died.
Right.
I'm trying to get this guy. Gotcha.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So... So...
Oh,
can we...
shit, how do I... There we go.
Can we get back to the point about how all the...
No, because I haven't been this far in a while.
Okay. Go. Okay. Keep going.
No,
okay.
I need... Okay. So...
Someday I'll eventually get to that, Yoshi, and help you out. I don't know when this day is going to be.
Thunderstorm going through. If I disappear, we'll deal with that. Okay.
Oh, that's probably the thunderstorm we had yesterday that like made a bunch of tornadoes and shit. So
fun times.
Fun.
After the email came through, my group mates started freaking out about it, and I was out of anxiety points to spend, so I'm like, whatever. He gave us the points back, whatever. But they were freaking out because they're like, oh, he's going to grade us super hard now. What are we going to do? We may have set ourselves up for failure, etc., etc., etc. And I'm like, okay, but what they suggested we do is finish the product early, but at this point we were already running the user studies. So it's like, I don't understand what you want us to do. How do we finish this early? Because all we're doing is waiting for people to run the app.
Right.
They wanted to finish it early and get the teacher's feedback on it or something. And it was like...
your group members did?
Yeah. And I'm like...
No, they're basically saying to you, oh, finish all that coding stuff you've just been freaking out about for several weeks.
No, the code was all done at this point. I got everything done, and it connects to the calendar, and it mutes everything.
Oh, okay.
So it was in user study trials. It was a completed app, and we sent it off to people to test it and say, hey, how do you like this app?
Okay.
It's not like alpha testing where you try to find the bugs. It's, here's an app, do you like it?
Okay. Would that be called beta testing, or am I mixing the terms
No,
up?
that's something else. Beta testing is also finding bugs. This is a user study.
Okay. Okay, so what's the issue embedded in this?
Like, I'm not sure what my group wants to do. Like, they wanted to finish it early and go and talk to the teacher about it to make sure we have everything done on time. It was like, how are we going to finish something early that we just need to get people for? And wait for them to respond. I'm not sure what they mean, finish it early. You know?
Oh, okay. So you need a clarification of ridiculously
Oh, that was so cool.
Technology. Oh, welcome to fucking NT world. Fuck me, dude. Sorry. Every once in a while I have these rants about... Oh, my God.
So, like...
Why can't you just ask them what you mean by finish it early?
I did, and they didn't respond. So, great, thank you. I'll probably resend the message, like, reconfirm with them, like, what do you want to do about this? Because there's not really much we can do.
Right.
Like, yeah, he is probably going to grade us really hard, and like, I really hope that he'll keep it unbiased, but he might be, angry about it.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
Which is fair, because no one wants to be wrong.
Right.
But, like, I'm not sure what they want to do about it, because, like, it wasn't the professor's fault. It was the TA's fault, so...
Right.
I'm just sad that the professor doesn't really see it like that. Is what it feels like.
Do you feel like the professor's taking the TA's side over your side?
Yes.
Okay. That's the vibe I got, but I just wanted to check.
Because, like, at least he conceded that there was a miscommunication and we got the points back, but it feels like he's angry that we took it wrong or something.
Okay, but then, now this goes back to the original project.
Ooh,
and
thunder.
the original guidelines of the project.
Mm-hmm.
Did you find anything in there to say whether or not there needed to be a finished product?
No, not really.
Okay, then you can't get picky about that shit. I mean, you can because you're the teacher. But
welcome to graduate school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it like that a lot? God,
Yeah.
That would frustrate me so bad.
Yeah. So...
Because as somebody who wants, like, ridiculous amounts... Okay, I probably want things over-clarified.
Yeah.
I will admit that. But, like... some kind of general clarification thing.
It was
basically like a lie fest back and forth. Like,
it was pretty specific about what we needed to talk about during those 5 minutes. It's like what worked, what didn't work, what the golden rules were that we applied, and all these things. So we had to have all these things, but it didn't really say, yes, it must be absolutely completed, but polish can fall apart,
Right. And because you're getting points off for the part that wasn't clarified.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting points off for something that was implied within the context of the assignment.
So the problem with that is that as graduate students, the quality of work that we produce is assumed to be very high.
Okay.
So
fair.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
But, we literally went to the TA for clarification of how much needed to be done. That's my problem.
Yeah, that's definitely the issue here. Absolutely. I still don't get why you can't go to your advisor about this.
Well, I have a meeting with him on Tuesday. So there's that.
I think I did put that seed in your head a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
Yeah, and talking to my mom finally, pushed me to do it. Ah, damn it! No, this is gonna be bad!
Based parents. That turned out pretty well, actually. Surprisingly well.
Whew, I made it!
Okay, we're good.
Ah!
How do you know how to jump there?
You have to wait just a little bit so you go under the little chestnut Goomba, but you need to jump over the second fire.
I haven't even gotten far enough to analyze that.
Hmm.
I'm still on this part.
This is it.
I've spent over 30 lives.
This is our hell.
Even getting to where you are.
This is what limbo is like, isn't it? This is where we're gonna spend eternity for.
So your mom told you to talk to your advisor about it?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I stressed myself out and made myself sick. And
right.
She's also a little upset at the useless wad of a TA.
Right.
She doesn't like having graduate students grade graduate level classes because there's that weird power difference, but they're also our peers. So,
now, is this particular TA a fellow PhD student, or is he just like a math? Okay.
Well, at least he's PhD, but
does he have a PhD, or is he just? Okay, then he shouldn't be grading that type of material.
Yeah.
Anything that's significant within the dictation of, oh my god, my big words.
Dictation.
Anything that, I don't even know how to simplify it. This is how fucked up my world's been lately.
No, it's fine.
Within the context, okay, a simple version, like someone who has a PhD should be grading the work of students' PhD work, except that just made it more confusing. Wait, okay. If you're not a PhD, you shouldn't be grading that shit.
Yeah.
I think it's probably the simplest way to put it.
Yeah, so that's why my mom never does that, because it's... Like, you can explain to the PhD kid that, like, here's what I expect, but there's, you know, when we go and talk to him about grades, it's like, not like he has authority over us, but he does, you know?
Right. That's a little awkward.
So...
Oh my god. So, good mom.
Yeah.
Good job, Lizzie's mom.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna talk to my advisor about it, because, like, this is all really weird. This guy.
Because if the dynamic of the program is based around keeping up that GPA, the fact that you have to go through so many hoops just to make sure that, like, and then to even have your teacher say, look, I wanted to grade you guys shittier. Like, that to me is, like, even, like, an undercutting of the educational process as well.
He also said that it's about the experience and not the points.
Isn't that what your other teacher said too?
Yes.
And this is the point, Miss Lizzie. This is the point you need to bring up to your advisor. Is that if all these teachers are saying it's about the experience, not the points, and the program is structured to where you need to pay attention to the points, what do I need to pay attention to?
It's impossible.
Like, yeah. And okay, fine. If it is impossible, how do you suggest I navigate this? Like, I think, okay, obviously you're going to say whatever you want to say, fair enough.
I need to check something really quick. I'm just going to go in and die, so...
Okay. But... Boop! I think that's a point you need to bring up to him and saying, look, this is the message I'm getting from the teachers. This is the message I'm getting from the structure. How do I reconcile this?
Yeah.
I mean, you can get into the specifics, but, like, the overarching issue is that, in my opinion, from what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Because now you not only have one teacher who's saying that, you have two teachers who are saying that. So that means it's not just an isolated thing. It's more sources saying something similar. So
yeah. Your turn, by the way.
Oh. I thought you were pausing the video.
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad.
I just killed myself so that you could do this. While I do something else. I'm actually running part of my user study right now.
Oh ho, fancy.
Yes.
No rest for the, not for the wicked. That sounds horrible.
The academic.
I know that's the saying.
No rest for the academic.
There you go. Rest. Do you rest? Are we done talking about...
There's a little bit more that I could add to it. Just let me send this. Okay. So, like... That's it so far, and I am concerned that the teacher hates me, because he seemed like a nice enough dude, you know?
Yeah.
He was a cool enough teacher, so, like, whatever. If he hates me, then he's really not suited to teach. Because, like, this is not that uncommon of a thing. Aw. Yeah, I really don't know the pattern for that.
We're never gonna get past this level. Okay. But I'm glad you're talking to your advisor. That actually makes me happy to hear.
Yeah. And I'm also going to talk to him about the other professor and her, like, rigidity when confronted with things. Because a lot of his lab is in the classes that I am. We're all taking the classes together. That way we can all help each other, you know, community, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah. Networking. Not networking. Everything eventually leads back to networking.
When they complain about what's going on to him, they, like, exaggerate everything. So I feel like he doesn't really take it seriously. Like, they were complaining about, like, way back when, I think I mentioned she didn't want to let people go to the conference.
Right.
So people were complaining about that to him, saying that she's not going to let us reschedule or anything. She's just going to make us lose points on this. And what he said was, I hear a whole bunch of complaining, but I don't hear any solutions. What do you want me to do? And they said, we want her fired.
Oh my god.
So
no,
that's not helpful at all. That's...
No. The solution is you need to reaccommodate so we can go to the... Which is what ended up happening, right?
Yeah, it's like...
So we can go to the conference
if he wants us to give him a suggestion, it would be, can you talk to her about this?
Right.
Can you reason with her? Because we're just students. We can't really do anything about this.
Right.
But they make all these hyperbole statements and exaggerate everything. It's not really helping.
Right.
He just ignores them because, like, when they say, oh, this is the worst thing ever, how does he know that they're not just exaggerating again?
Right.
So what I'm going to do
is if you go to him and be like,
look, I understand people have been talking about this, but I want to talk to you for reals about this. No exaggeration. But I am concerned about my grade in this class, and I got my 4.0 for my master's, so coming from me, it should hold some weight.
Right.
So, like... And I also want to say to him that, you know, originally I was thinking to work with her on, like, projects and stuff, but because of her unreasonability and her rigidity when confronted with changes to something, that I just don't want to work with her anymore, and probably don't want her on my committee. So, that's just how it is. Can you talk this through with me?
Yeah. I mean...
And then also talk to him about the mess that's going on with the useless WAD TA.
Right. Which you obviously can't say in the context of the meeting.
No.
But this is...
Well, I want to be taken seriously. He's really, like, easygoing and jokes around with everyone, but I want to, like, not use exaggeration. And say that the TA is giving us mixed signals, which actually detrimented our grade. And we had to fight for it.
But isn't that what happened?
Yes, that's what I will say.
That's what happened, but that's not the... What would the just out of curiosity, what would the exaggerated version of that be?
That guy should never... That guy should never teach, and he should be... like, he should not be a TA. He does not know how to give advice. Like, that would be an exaggeration. What we would say is, this TA gave us advice that ended up detrimenting our grade, and when we fought for it, I think the professor is angry at us for it.
Yeah, that's the realistic...
So
that's what happened.
That's exactly what happened, and I am concerned that the professor is going to possibly, or the TA is going to possibly take it personally, and our final project may also suffer from this.
Right.
So that's what I'm going to talk to him about.
Right.
So...
I'm not there. I don't have the choice. But I would highly recommend, within this conversation, you also talk about the struggle between what the teachers are saying and what the system is.
Yes, I will also mention that the TA and 2 professors have all said it should be about the learning experience and not the points. And that's not okay when it's a 3.7!
Right. Yeah. It's like, if it's even if it's like a
3.5, sure, okay.
Right. The 3.7 means like 1 B over the course of 3 A's, essentially.
Yes. Barely.
You're right.
It's gotta be like a B+.
Right.
So yeah, I'm gonna talk about that.
Okay.
I want to share something else that the TA did, which makes me just never trust his advice ever again. So, this didn't happen directly to me, it happened to another girl in my group. So, our very first project was with randomly assigned partners, and what we had to do was build a little program and then get, like, user evaluations on both. So, like, from 1 to 10, how likely are you to recommend X program over Y program?
Okay.
And you get a whole bunch of those, and then you run the statistical t-test. Do you know about t-tests? A little bit?
It sounds fascinating, but I don't think I know
about
it.
T-test...
Give me the
So,
DLTR.
Given 2 populations from a sample. So you have like a whole set of numbers for A and a whole set of numbers for B, like ratings for this thing.
Okay.
Given these two sets, when you calculate the means, one of them's going to be higher than the other.
Correct.
The t-test uses the standard deviation to determine how likely that result is due to random chance versus an actual better program versus not better rated program.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
So you plug the numbers in and you get one number out, and it's always going to happen that way.
Gotcha.
So statistics.
God, why the fuck didn't I major in something with numbers? Oh my god, Nicole from 10 years ago, why, dude? Anyway, continue.
Past Nicole, why? So, so she did this, and her project she got back was marked down a lot of points. So she went to talk to the TA about it, same TA,
Okay.
and asked about it. And he said that her data differed from her partner. So they would have the same data set, and you had to name your partner because you were comparing the scores you got over their scores and figuring out who had the better program. And you didn't have to have the better program to get full points. You just had to run the analysis correctly and make the right conclusion.
Right.
Like the official percent. So p-value is a percentage value, which is the percentage likelihood that the means could switch, something like that.
Right.
So the standard is you want it to be as low as possible.
Right.
And the accepted standard is 5%. Okay. So if p-value is less than 0.05, then you have a significant difference in means. That kind of thing.
Okay.
So you had to run the analysis, and then if you got, greater than 0.5, you say there's no statistical difference, so we can't know for sure if A is better than B, etc.
Right. Okay.
So she apparently, she went to talk to him, and he said that her data, I can never do it if that happens. I don't know how to do that. I know you're supposed to lightly tap the jump button, but I can't. I just can't. He said that her data differed from her partner. And she said, okay, so why did I lose so many points for that? And the TA says, oh, well, I assumed he had all the right data. He assumed
that the male had the right data.
Yes. So
that's sketchy as fuck.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I could see it maybe being a really dumb thing and not related to sexism at all, that he just picked one, but that doesn't seem very likely. There has to be some reason why he picked one person over the other person. Maybe he just thought the analysis was better. I don't know. But more likely, she's also a black woman, and her partner was an Asian male. So I don't know about that. Possibly racism, possibly sexism, possibly both. Isn't that wonderful?
South?
Yes, I'm in Florida, so yes.
That's fucking rough, bro.
And so she got all up in his face saying, no, I have the right data. And she didn't tell this to the TA, but her partner had made up everything. He made up all of his data. She should have told him, but still.
So her grade got affected because the other guy, made up his data, and then...
Yes.
Oh, wow. So he's the one who should have gotten everything docked.
Yes, but because the wonderful TA, who gives wonderful, wonderful advice, decided to assume one person's data was better than the others. If you have this thing where the students' answers are supposed to match and they don't, you can't assume person A is right and person B is wrong unless you have the key, and he didn't. All they had was what we self-reported in our reports that we turned in.
Right.
So you can't do that. You can't assume. You can't. No. You just can't.
No?
So, can't. We really should have seen this coming. Just saying that. But he was so confident that, he was so, reassuring when we went to go talk to him. Okay, that's nice. He really should not teach. at all.
I guess, it frustrates me because ever since I've gotten this diagnosis, I do still make a lot of assumptions, but I've worked really hard to make less assumptions about social situations than I used to.
Let's talk about assumptions in the next video.
Yeah.
Let's move on to that topic in the next video. Da-da.